We began this program, and at the time I was on the faculty in occupational therapy and responsible for recruitment of students and the admissions. And I was really discouraged by the applicant pool. We can admit 30 OT students each year, and we had a low number. We had 30, but we didn't have many more than that. So I began to ask, why don't people apply to this program? Why are they not interested in OT? And it's that most people don't know what occupational therapy is. So we did a lot of recruitment efforts, and we found out the younger we could expose students to the health professions, occupational therapy being one of them, the more interested that they were. And so that's how we first thought about the idea. And then, like I mentioned earlier, we had students that were, we knew, outstanding Oklahoma students, and then they would go out of state for college and complete their OT program elsewhere. And then we, just being in the Professional Association of OT, they would come into the Professional State Association, and we would be like, where'd you do OT school? Well, I did in Kansas or whatever. So then they were back in the state to work. So the faculty and I felt like there was a gap, and if somehow we could close that gap and keep these outstanding high school students that want to be OTs in the state, this would be a win-win.
Being selected to be a part of this program means a lot to me, because instead of at the end of 2 years or 3 years having to apply against like 400 other people to get into the Health Sciences Center Occupational Therapy program, I already have a spot there. So they're just holding my place and waiting for me to come after 2 or 3 years. And it takes a lot of stress off of me as a student to know that my future is waiting for me, that I can go straight into what I want to do right when I finish my basics.
By December 1st of their senior year in high school, and they satisfy certain criteria, GPA, ACT scores, completing a certain number of science credits in high school, and doing 10 hours of observation of an occupational therapist. So they know exactly what they're getting into. They also have, they're strong students, that they will do well then when they complete the requirements in college. So they apply December 1st their senior year. They typically know by spring break if they're admitted. Then they have 3 years to complete the 90 credit hours on a college or university campus, and then they start the program that third summer.
I want to be an occupational therapist because I've always had a passion for working with kids, and especially special needs children. My grandmother is a special needs assistant at Will Rogers Elementary, and when we were children, she used to help out with another special needs boy, and he would go to the library with us or go to like little puppet shows with us. And I think that's what really started my passion for working with special needs children, just because I've always been around them, and I just have a passion for helping people. So.
Our occupational therapy program is a Master of Occupational Therapy degree. So it's a master's degree, and it is 3 years in length. So they've done 3 years of prerequisite work, 3 years of the OT program, and they finish with a master's degree of occupational therapy.